If no one believes in you, maybe you do not deserve anyone to believe in you. Here's what I mean. Let me share you my experience a little bit and what I mean by you not deserving people to believe. When I was in my 20s, I thought I was gonna make this mobile game and make money and all those things, and I was gonna be something special. I was not gonna be average like all my friends are and all my family members are, because I've always been surrounded by average people who want average things. They are satisfied with having a normal job. They never try to do anything else outside of the ordinary. They never try to do anything else than have a normal job and just, you work for 5 days a week and then you have the weekend and you get drunk or you go somewhere and it's like, rinse and repeat until you reach the age where you get retired. But in my 20s, I was inspired by all sorts of influencers on the internet, and I thought I want to be more. I thought I wanted to be something more special. I wanted to make my life more special. So I started working on a game project, but I had no idea what it requires. So I procrastinated over and over again until suddenly I was 30 years old. And here I am, having done nothing, having achieved nothing. And now, a couple of years ago, I started this YouTube channel. And now I'm in this situation where I believe in myself because I have learned. I've learned a lot about why I procrastinate. I've learned a lot about what to do about it. I can believe in myself. I can trust myself with this. I will work hard on this channel. I will keep improving. But none of my friends would believe in me if I told them that I'm making these videos. That's why I haven't told them. My girlfriend obviously knows. And, she told me she's proud of me. Even if my channel doesn't become successful, she's proud of me. But even when somebody tells you that, of course it's a sweet thing to say. And I appreciate it. But at the same time, that's one way of telling someone, I don't really believe in you, but I think it's a brave thing you're doing. I think it's a cool thing you're doing. And it's not because she doesn't believe in me as a person, but it's because of the mindset that most people have, that if you want to be out of the ordinary, and I don't even mean to become a super successful YouTuber. I mean, by out of the ordinary, I mean, if you want to break the tradition, break the mold, because like I said, all my family members and friends they just have a normal job and they live this very specific, as normal as possible life, right? The one everybody knows. They follow that path. It's this path set in stone. And to do something else with your life, you have to be somehow remarkable, or you have to get lucky. And I think most people think that you have to get lucky. That's why, for example, my girlfriend said that she's proud of what I'm doing, even if I'm not successful, because for her, success for a YouTube channel comes from luck. And that's a reasonable thing to assume. It's something I used to think. It's the mindset I used to have for all the way until about 1 month ago. When I just finally thought to myself, you know what? All these people who tell you how they became successful, who tell you, for example, in the context of YouTube, these people will tell you what they did to become successful, and it's very specific. They have taken very deliberate actions to improve themselves, and it's finally paid off. So then I finally admitted to myself, you know what? What I've always been doing is just film random shit and throw that shit at the wall and see what sticks. And that's all I've been doing, because I've been having the same mindset. This mindset of luck, that everything is about luck. If you want to break free from the ordinary most common way of living, you have to be lucky or extraordinary. But that is not the case. And what does all this have to do with people believing you and you deserving to be believed in? Well, here's the thing. I'm 31 years old and I have never done anything else than getting a normal job. Sure, it's a remote job and it pays me decently. So you could say, hey, you did a good job getting that job. But anything else that I've ever told any of my friends or anyone else about that I've tried doing or that I'm gonna do, I've always just quit. I've never taken it all the way to the end. So I don't deserve having people trust me. I don't deserve having people believe in me. Sure, I have ran a marathon twice now. That's something. But that's not really... That's just you freaking moving your feet one in front of the other. That's nothing special, really. That's not... Anyone can do that, right? You're good at grinding and doing something physical and pushing through this painful experience of running a marathon, sure. But that doesn't translate into anything else in most people's minds, right? So I don't deserve people believing in me. Although, obviously in my own mind, me having the perseverance to complete a marathon once a year means that in my mind I can translate that into YouTube, for example, because when you make these YouTube videos, you have to endure emotional and mental pain. When you make videos and you don't get views and you get bad metrics, no one is clicking your video and stuff like that, it feels like shit. Of course it does. And when you get comments from these retards and your first reaction is that you get a little bit upset because, you know, you have to process it. You have to remind yourself that this idiot is just some sad loser who is doing even worse than I am. That's why they are like this in the comments. There's all these things that you have to be able to handle mentally. And that's where the marathon comes in. It actually prepares you for these mental fights and battles you go through in your head. I don't know, what have you done in your life, and do you have people who believe in you? Are you trying to do something different? And if you are, what is your experience? I would love to hear in the comments. This one was a video that I shot without thinking too much. I just went to check the mailbox, and it's been a while since I've made a video like this. This is not gonna perform well, and I know that, because you actually have to really think about the title, the thumbnail, the topic, the hook of the video, all these things if you want to make good videos. But today I just wanted to talk authentically and let these things out of my mind. And I would love to hear what you think about all this. And you know, in a way, I would love to say that we all deserve someone to believe in us, but the reality, the world is quite the ruthless place. It's not a kind place. And sometimes the most loving thing we can do to ourselves is to be realistic and honest. So we gotta tell ourselves, if your video on YouTube, for example, isn't doing well, it's on you. And if people don't believe in you because you haven't achieved anything in your life, it's on you. That's the tough self-love, but I think that's the truest form of self-love. It's, I know I can pull this off, but I haven't so far, and therefore it's only natural that people wouldn't believe in me getting anything done and finishing anything or not quitting on anything. So anyway, if you enjoyed this random rant, I hope you got something out of this, because it really was a random rant. Subscribe if you feel like it. I'm gonna talk about a variety of topics on this channel, and leave a like, it helps the algorithm. And I'll see you in the next one. Have Have an amazing week, whoever you are and wherever you are. See you next time.